What's going on, everyone? This is your boy AshTheMan, and thank you so much for tuning in. So, I want to talk about this anime called Darwin's Game. Now, Darwin's Game, currently released January 3rd, 2020. So, the studio behind this is Nexus, which is very interesting. But I will say this before I definitely dive into this. Some of these animes that have been premiering this year has been kind of weird. It's kind of creative in a way. Some of it's good. Some of it has been real like bad and full of fan service. But nevertheless, this is one of the animes that I think is probably kind of like unique in its own way, but definitely it's inspired by a few other projects. But Darwin's Game pretty much takes place where a 17-year-old named Pseudo accepts an online invitation by a friend to play an app game called Darwin's Game. Now, little do he know is that this Darwin's Game is a killing game. So when you accept the invitation and you go into this app, the first thing he noticed is that he get bit by this digital snake. He was out for a while, and his friend that he went to school with knew what was going on. Now, of course, Pseudo didn't know exactly what he was getting himself into, but if you look at the first episode, you see that one of their fellow classmates bit the dust to him getting cut by this guy in a baseball mascot outfit with a knife, and apparently he could turn invisible. Kind of weird, but that's where this anime kind of like take a twist to. And if just want to take a step back from me explaining this out, but it kind of feels like this is kind of like a mixture of Danganronpa and Sea Control. And if you're not familiar with the two, I highly recommend watching Sea Control. It's not the best anime, but it definitely gives you more insight on the kind of degree of what goes on. Now also, they do have Danganronpa, which that whole thing was like a killing game show on its own right, but that was more dark and gritty. And you're not familiar with Danganronpa, man, the games was amazing. Even the anime shows that they did on the side was really good. I mean, me and my boys still talk about it to this day. But nevertheless, let's get back into this. Now, it's not really much to really say about Darwin's Game than understanding the concept of it. And in the Darwin's Game, one of the edge that each individual have from being, participants in this game is that they have powers in which everyone's is unique. And Pseudo, he's able to materialize any type of material that he came in contact with. So if he's able to touch it, he's able to make it manifest itself with live ammunition if it's a gun. Like if you watch the episode, you was able to see that he was able to materialize a stun gun. He was able to materialize a actual handgun. It's interesting. And some people powers, like I said, one of the first people he was actually able to kill was, well, technically he didn't really kill it, but he was able to use his powers to turn invisible. Now, I don't know all in all what everybody powers is. I just know that in the following last episode, one of the people that he's going against is able to control the manifestation of plants, which he allows them to grow, I guess, like strangle people. It's a lot to it that he was doing in the episode. Even like mind control people with him is actually pretty crazy due to some like some of the substance that comes into contact with plants. But nevertheless, everybody has their own unique power. Now, the way this game also works out is that I guess they can roll out events. Like they in this one event where they have to collect 3 rings, and the rings is worth a certain amount of yen. Now, if you don't have 3 rings, pretty much you lose the game. And of course, if you lose the game, that means that you lose a certain amount of points, and if your points is 0, you are officially dead. Or if you get killed in the game, that also means death. So it's not like every like single game means death. Is that like it has the potential of being death due to if someone kills you, damage you enough, or you pretty much bank out of your points being at 0. So Darwin Game is definitely like interested. And like I said, it has that familiar, you know, like tolerance, like how Danganronpa and Sea Control is, because Sea Control was more so like if you pretty much win a game, you win a certain amount of money, but if you lose all of your money, pretty much you die to the Grim Reaper. And Danganronpa, pretty much it was a murder game to where you have to murder to survive. So the headmaster used to invoke ways of like making people want to kill each other, because if someone is murdered, then they have to make sure that no one finds out that they do, because if they do, then that person gets murdered. And if the remainder of the people can't find out who killed them, then all of them get murdered and that person walks scot-free. So you can see how like this like anime kind of like have that similarities to these two you know, animes, and not just animes, but Danganronpa do have video games too. You'll see it. So nevertheless, but honestly, watching these 3 episodes, kind of like making my gist about it, I actually really think it's interesting, because it has its own perspective, because the main character literally does not want to participate in this game, especially after losing a friend who pretty much was trying to save his life, and he literally gave his life to save his, and said to survive. So Pseudo already doesn't like to really be a part of this game, but also he meets a young girl who's supposed to be the best player, and her first loss was received by Pseudo, him thinking outside the box to take her down. So, and we really didn't cover what was her main purpose of the game, so that's a mystery in itself. We don't know what this game going to have influence on Pseudo, because it seems like he does have an edge for it if he put his mind to it, but other than that, he's running like a coward. But he ended up meeting this like information broker who gave information to the enemies about him, which he doesn't know, and she also pretty much is trying to survive just like him. So they, in this last episode, they agreed to work together. So that's a potential person that we could be seeing that can follow around the protagonist of this story, which is Pseudo. So after all that, I think it gets my thumbs up. It's going to get my watch most definitely, and I'm gonna ride it out till episode 11. So if it does turn bad, you already know I'm gonna dice it up. I'm gonna give it that review. I'm gonna give it that nice review, that touch on review. You're gonna feel it. But I just want to let you know too, before I end this off, that this does have a manga that did started on December 12th of 2012. It has 19 volumes, which, if it's been doing its thing in a manga, now we're getting the anime thing, you can tell that it has some type of degree of, you know, of performance wise when it comes to this anime. So yeah, definitely getting to watch. But I just definitely want to thank you guys for definitely tuning in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification button. You'll get all my uploads, all the notifications for all that, even when I go live stream, because as of right now, I'm playing Resident Evil 2 remake, and yeah, your boy is about to get busy in that, boy, trust and believe it. But other than that, again, thank you guys for definitely tuning in. Leave a comment below. Is you feeling Darwin game, or you not feeling Darwin's game? If you is feeling it, give me the thumbs up. If you're not feeling Darwin's game, give me a thumbs down. Let your boy know. But other than that, AshTheMan is out. Have a wonderful one. Bye.